So welcome, Chris.
Hi, how you doing? Christopher Goffigan, founder, owner at Black People Unite LLC, a clothing line aimed at bringing unity and togetherness to cultures of people, especially the Black and Brown culture.
So tell me a little bit about your reason for starting the clothing line.
I started the clothing line. I initially started as a Facebook group back in 2014. I'm just trying to put the message out there that we need change within our culture. We need more togetherness, more unity within our culture. And as time went on, I'm running into different platforms. As different platforms is coming about for social media purposes, I'm creating accounts and just trying to spread the word as much as I can to go out to a bunch of different audiences that I can. And as the years went on, I was still trying to figure out different ways of, elevating it to get all the attention that I'm looking for. So fashion was my passion. I started thinking about ways of incorporating with the fashion. I put the name on it. I've been putting sayings on, and I've just been going to a lot of different events and networking with almost everybody I can to just get my mission out there, get my word out there, and just let everybody know what I come from and how I'm trying to bring change.
So what was the reason for starting the Facebook group? Like, what was the catalyst for this movement that you started?
The Facebook group was due to like a lot of lack of information, a lot of lack of living in a commonwealth. You could be here every day and not know nothing that's out here that you can take advantage of. As far as programs, education, substance abuse, like anything that you may need, any challenges you may be having in life, a lot of people don't know where to go. So once I had that platform on Facebook, I just used that to get all the information I can gather, and I will place everything on Facebook and direct everyone to that page. And that's how the group started.
Okay.
And like I said, as time went on, we're dealing with Black on Black crime at an all-time high. I lost my brother back in 1994, so that's one of the main reasons that I'm pushing for to stop the violence. He's like one of the youngest kids out here at the time, and just to see that happen or see another parent go through the same thing, I can't stand there and allow that. So if I can bring any type of awareness to help any kid change or avoid any of that, that's my whole mission.
Absolutely. So, you talk a little bit about the emphasis on the Black and Brown community. Representation is a really big part of kind of my movement and some of the work that I've done. So talk to me a little bit about what representation has looked like for you.
Representation is important. As I said, if you have no one speaking up for you, either you won't know or you don't know how to go forward. So representation is big, just to have someone pushing for you, or even you pushing for something else. That's how you elevate.
Absolutely. So can you think back to kind of your time coming up in the Roxbury community? Did you have any kind of examples or people that were representative of kind of future state for you, things that you wanted to aspire to?
At the time I was growing up, I would say slim to none. I come from an era where it's like a lot of violence, and a lot of people was a product of their environment, and you have a lot of brothers that was fighting to get out of that environment. So role models and all that was like slim to none in my life. I came from like a lot of big female background, so I'm like the male in the family pushing through to get everybody where they need to be, So I'm my own role model.
And so in your bio, you talk a little bit about your mom, your grandmother, and your sisters being representation examples. How would you say that these strong women influenced your journey and your commitment to the community advocacy?
They was a big influence. The females in my family, it's like the males in a lot of other families. Like they put their foot down and get everything done. So I come from a strong female background. And I said they would keep pushing for me. Like if any female in my family that learned something, they will come back home and teach it at home for the next person could learn it and go forward and teach it, and so on and so forth, just to keep it going. So
absolutely. Would you say that the lack of male role models when you were coming up has kind of fueled your drive to be a presence in the community?
Definitely. Because I feel like if I had that push at the time, I would have been stronger, I would have been more knowledgeable to do certain stuff to move forward. I would know how to avoid a lot of mistakes that I made growing up before I made those mistakes. So I'm out here
Absolutely.
trying to do the same thing for the next kids, just to let them know the mistakes I made so they don't go that same route.
Absolutely. I think that that's powerful. I think, like I talk about often, the fact that representation has the ability to change lives and save lives. So I think you're lucky in that you were able to kind of navigate on your own and make decisions that were needed. Maybe there were some mistakes along the way, but kind of you came out on the other end. But thinking about, like you said, how helping younger people coming up these days to avoid some of those pitfalls definitely has the ability to change the trajectory of their lives. So I think that I personally commend you for kind of being a presence in the community and serving as that role model that you didn't necessarily have.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So when you think about the word multifaceted, what does that mean to you? So how does that resonate in your life?
Multifaceted is like a creative, someone that's just open to keep elevating and learning new experiences and keep applying and moving forward.
Absolutely. So would you consider yourself to be a multifaceted man?
Absolutely. I'm always looking for ways to keep growing.
Okay, talk to me a little bit about some of the different roles that you play. So we know that you're a business owner and we know that you have a presence in the community. Kind of how else do you show up?
Mayor Wu recently made me one of the leaders in the community under her administration. On top of that, I have a nonprofit that we kind of been pushing the mission since my baby brother had passed away, which is called the Kae Goffigan Peace and Healing Organization. It's jump started, but it's still in the trial and error period. You know, we're still learning as we go. A lot of the elder family members not too tech savvy, so you know when the younger kids come into play, a lot of stuff are getting created now. So it's just taking time to get where we need to be, but we're still pushing every way we can.
Absolutely. Talk to me a little bit more about the nonprofit. What is kind of the mission behind the nonprofit organization?
On the Kae Goffigan Peace and Healing Organization, it's to create a safe space for families that have been through challenging times in life, families that have been through trauma, lost kids to violence, lost family members to a whole bunch of different things. Like any challenges you deal with in life, my mother, my grandmother started it to just like I said, create a safe space for families and other people that might have went through the same thing that just don't know where to go, know who to turn to. A lot of people lose family members that isolate themselves and don't know which way to go and talk to someone, and then they make it worse for themselves. And then, we just try to create that space and open that door for someone to come out and say, well, we've been through this, we see you going through it, well, let's figure out where we could work out together and both get through it. So, just
Absolutely.
giving back and figuring out a way that we all can help each other elevate.
Absolutely. That's amazing.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to hearing more about the organization and the work that you're doing.
Definitely will. I'm doing every year we do something on Halloween. He has a memorial on Halloween, so every Halloween we do a big memorial. So I'll definitely keep you posted on that moving forward.
Absolutely. I would love to support.
Thank you.
You mentioned that Mayor Wu has kind of put you in place as a leader in the community. Can you talk a little bit more about that work?
Yeah, so I was working on Mass and Cash for a long time, and I started the Black People Unite thing. So before a lot of these black organizations had jump started, I had pitched what I had pitched as far as the Black People Unite thing goes, and they just see the connection that I already had in the community, so they made it only right that they make me one of the leaders in the community and just keep the mission going, keep connecting with the people I'm connecting, and keep making an impact on the people that I make an impact on, and hopefully I can make an impact on more people to come.
Absolutely. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So knowing that you're born and raised in the Roxbury neighborhood and having roots in St. Elizabeth, Jamaica, how has your cultural background influenced your multifaceted journey, both personally and professionally?
Uh, well, I was born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts. I learned about my background, later on in life. So I learned about the whole Elizabeth, Jamaica, the Jamaica heritage, the Jamaican culture, as I got older for various reasons. But the Jamaican background has been pushing me to work on everything that I know how to do. If you know how to draw, they figure they want you to make a job out of that. So I love it. Like I said, it pushes me to do everything. The culture, I love it. I went home one time and I felt like I didn't want to come back. So it's definitely been helpful. Like I said,
that's amazing.
Anything that you know how to do, the Jamaican culture will make a job out of it.
I can definitely attest to that. So we'll pause here. Is there anything that you want to talk about in terms of upcoming things with The Line, whether it's the nonprofit or Black People Unite, The Line?
Yes, we have the website was under construction for a while. It's back up, BLACKPPLUNITELC.com. We're adding new products to The Line every month and just growing and growing and growing. We have a lot of upcoming events. We have a lot of upcoming events for 2023, 2024. We'll have a lot of stuff posted on the website, so you can definitely check in and click the links to see what we're doing. Everything will lead you to something and definitely show you what's going on.
Absolutely. Okay. So I know that we're connected on social media and we've kind of been rooting each other on our entrepreneurial journeys that have been happening in parallel.
Yes.
So I know that you're aware of the affirmation cards. I physically have my deck here. You have your electronic access to it. So what I would encourage you to do is to select a card and then read me the affirmation that you pull.
I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead.
I am covered and highly favored. Amen.
Okay. Amen.
Oh, that's right.
What does that mean to you? Talk to me about what that means to you.
I am guided by angels and I am loved by all.
Okay.
God is good all the time.
Do you feel like that resonates with what you have going on in your life?
Yes, I live by this. It's funny that I screenshot this. I live by this every day. I tell people every day I'm covered and highly favored. I'm guided by angels.
Well, there you go.
God is the greatest.
Well, there you go.
God, so this
Absolutely.
is perfect.
Absolutely. And I told you, your physical deck is on its way. So you will have a physical deck that you can reference whenever you want to. But I'm going to pull one too and see what it says. So mine says, my wildest dreams can and will manifest. It is all possible for me.
Yeah,
and I think that goes back to the conversation that we were having before we started recording. When I kind of talked about, like, I have this vision and I've seen it. I know it's there. I don't physically have it yet, but I'm working towards it. And, like, there's no doubt in my mind that it's possible because I saw it. So it's like that idea of, like, a sneak preview. And that's really what's guiding me to work towards it. So I absolutely, this definitely resonates 100%.
That's a good one.
Absolutely.
You have some good stuff over there. I'm looking forward to reading them.
Absolutely. So I will be sending your deck, as well as a couple of shirts. We can do that exchange and kind of help promote each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So talk to me about your entrepreneurship journey. I think that that's something that I'm eager to learn a little bit more about. I'm definitely eager to learn a little bit more about kind of what keeps you going. So I know that kind of your brother was the catalyst way back when, and I know that it started off as Facebook and it's kind of taken these turns. But talk to me about, like, what your process is to keep going and staying motivated.
Just my main goal. Everything I'm doing right now is leading up to my main goal. So it's like, as long as I keep looking towards, as long as I keep having something written down that I'm working towards, I'm going to keep going. I tell everyone out there, always write down what you're trying to do, write down your goals, and have something that you're working towards versus just getting up every day and just winging it. Like, write it down. You could have a to-do list with 1,000 things on it, and that'll give you something to do every day. So just having a goal and just keep working towards it, it keeps me going. Like, there's a lot of ups and downs.
That's real. The writing it down part.
Yeah, the writing it down part, definitely.
So for me, I know that writing it down is actually very important. I feel like I've had times when I had my goal written, and I've had times when I didn't have it written. And I feel like you go harder when you have that thing that you've kind of set in place versus when it's kind of a free-for-all and you're just operating like you are operating. And I feel like there is definitely motion and like progress, but I feel like it means more and it's almost more impactful when you're working towards something that's been written down. So I definitely can definitely attest to that.
Definitely. You feel more accomplished when you're checking off your list.
It's the checking it off. I'm checking it off.
Checking it off.
No, definitely. All right. So I want to thank you for taking some time to talk to me about your brand and about some of the things that you're working on. Like I said, we've been connected for a little while and definitely rooting for each other in our entrepreneurial journeys. I'm sure we'll cross paths in the future and potentially some collaborations, because I think there's definitely some synergies and some crossover in terms of the missions, both on the apparel side as well as the nonprofit side. Mm-hmm. So I want to thank you again for your time. Thank you for sharing kind of your story with us. And I'll give you an opportunity, any last words in closing that you want to share with the listeners?
To all the listeners, just keep going, never give up. Even when you feel like nothing's happening, something's happening. Always go.
Absolutely. And if you want to let them know where they can find you?
I'm on all social media platforms, Black People Unite LLC or Black People Unite Alone. My website is blackpeopleunite.com. You can catch me there. A lot of links attached to the website that'll bring you everywhere you need to be. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.